Hey guys, I just wanted to quickly show you about the Python programming language, which can be used to create software. Software is basically anything that can run on your computer or on your phone, which can be any kind of app or program or any kind of website. The way it works is that programmers will write lines of instruction, which is then converted into machine code, which is basically just zeros and ones. And so now the computer can understand this machine code and it can run and execute the program. So the big idea with programming is to understand what instructions to give the computer and when to give those instructions to get our desired result or our desired program. So if you're watching this video on your computer or on your laptop, you can go ahead and follow along, and I will show you how to install Python and how to make simple programs with Python. If you're watching this video on your phone or on your tablet, you can still watch the video, you just won't be able to install Python, unfortunately. So the very first thing we need to do is we need to install Python. We do this by going to python.org, or we can also just go to Google and search up Python, and the very first link will give us the same result. Now we need to go to downloads, and we need to go to Python 3.7.7 and click that. Now we need to scroll all the way to the bottom until we get to files, and these are all of our installation links, and the one you choose here depends on your operating system. So if you're on an Apple device with Mac OS, then you need this version right here. If you're on a Windows machine, you have two possibilities. Either you're on a 32-bit machine, which means you need this version here, or you're on a 64-bit machine like myself, then you need this version here. If you're unsure which version of Windows you're running on, then you're probably running on a 64-bit machine, and you can just install this one here. So go ahead and click the one that applies to you, and wait for the install to be finished. So go ahead and click it when it's done. Click Run, and click this checkbox, Add Python 3.7 to path, and then go ahead and click Install Now. Depending on your machine, it'll take a couple minutes, so I will cut until it's done for mine. Okay, so now that we see this screen here, we know that Python has finished installing. So we can go ahead and start running it. So let's go to our search bar and search for Python. So if you're on Mac OS, your search bar will look different, but we're just looking for this program called IDLE. So go ahead and click and run that. So now this is our Python shell where we can start giving the computer some simple instructions. One kind of instruction is just some basic math. So we can do addition, we can do subtraction, we can do multiplication, and we can do division. I chose 12 and 3 at random, but you could choose whatever numbers you'd like, and you would still get the correct answer. Instead of using numbers, we can also use variables. So I can assign a variable to take a value. We do this by first declaring the variable name. So let's say I want the first one to be A. Then we need the assignment operator, which is the equal sign. And then we need the value on the right side. So let's say I want A to equal 12. And then let's say another variable, let's say B. I want that to be assigned to be 3. So now I can use A and B in place of 12 and 3 in my math operations. So if I do A plus B, then I will get 12 plus 3. A minus B will give me 12 minus 3. A times B will give me 12 times 3. And A divided by B will give me 12 divided by 3. And you can see that I get the exact same results here as I did up here because A just has the value of 12 and B has a value of 3. So another thing we can do is we can put text to the screen, which we call printing in programming. The way we do this is we need to type out the word prints and then open parentheses and then open quotation mark. And now anything I want to say, I type this now. So let's say I want to say hello upward bound. Now I need end quotation mark and an end parentheses. I have to make sure that whatever I want to say is in quotation marks and then it's surrounded by parentheses. Otherwise you'd get an error. So now we can go ahead and press enter. Now if I want to print something else, I can go ahead and do that. Let's say I want to print my name is Gerald, if I type it correctly. Making sure that it's in quotation marks and in the parentheses, and you see that it's there. I will show you one type of error. Let's say if I try to print Gerald with no quotation marks, then I'll get an error here because it's not in quotation marks. Python doesn't understand that I want to print Gerald. It thinks that I want to print this variable titled Gerald, but I never defined a variable titled Gerald, so it doesn't work. But what I can do is I can declare a variable to be the value of Gerald, which is in quotation marks, And now if I print name, this will print Gerald because name has the value of Gerald. So this is some basic things you can do in the Python shell. Sometimes you want to create a program where you can run over and over again instead of just running line by line. The way we do this is once we have a shell already open, we can go ahead and click File and New File. And now this just becomes a text editor where I can write as many lines of code as I want. So now if I want to print hello upward bound, and I want to print my name is Gerald again, we see this. Now we can go ahead and save with Control S, or we can go to save here, file save. We can create the file name, so it's just example. Now we can run this by going to run module or pressing F5. So I'm going to do that. And you can see it prints exactly what I asked for it to do. And I go ahead and go back here and click F5 and run it again. See, it prints the exact same thing again. So this is the way you would create actual programs instead of executing line by line in a shell. So this is just some very basic things you can do in Python, but Python is a very powerful programming language, which can do a lot of things. So if you have any questions about Python or programming in general, you can ask in the comment box below. You can also let me know of any errors or any problems you run into trying to get this to work, and I'll be glad to help you. So I will see you guys next time. I hope you're all being safe and staying inside. Yeah, see you later.